I noticed there were some bees coming out with deformed wings. So I went ahead and I did oxalic acid fogger on these girls. It rained yesterday. It's supposed to rain again tonight. But as you can see, look at all that pollen they're bringing in. And it was a pretty heavy rain. We're here in Central Valley of California, south of Fresno, north of Visalia, in a little town called Orosi. And there's a lot of agriculture around here. But as you can see, I mean, majority of the bees have pollen on them. They're hesitant to go back in because I just got done fogging them. And I did about 5 pumps with yard fogger. It's strictly for the bees. And I saw the vaporization coming out the top and even up into the feeder. So, yeah. Now, last year, the bees were eating about a half a gallon of sugar syrup a day. I ended up doing a sugar roll on them. In other words, putting powdered sugar everywhere and to help kill the mites. And I mean, there were just a ton of mites dropped down into the bottom board. This is a flow hive, so it has that plastic bottom board down there. And then after that, I realized that that just wasn't enough, so I got a yard fogger. It's this deal here. Sorry about the deal. I have it on 4x and I'm on my phone. But anyway, and then in the little jar, it's just a pint mason jar, the regular mouth, and it fits perfect in there. And I have little alcohol. I didn't have any grain alcohol, so I just used a little bit of rubbing alcohol in there, and about a tablespoon or tablespoon and a half of oxalic acid, and then put whatever I had left over for mineral oil in it, and mixed it up real good, and it has never recrystallized. But as soon as I do that, then the mites just start falling off and dropping down to the bottom. I haven't done a mite check. I don't have the stuff to do that, and my hive right now is so small I really don't want to take 300 bees to do a mite check, because that would really drop their numbers. It doesn't look like it here because they're just, I mean, loaded out, but there's only maybe a frame and a half to 2 frames of brood in there. And they almost went through all their winter resources as far as honey goes, but they've been, I mean, all year long been going in and out, getting pollen, getting nectar. And they seem to be doing okay, but I want to get the mites back under control. But anyway, back to last summer, I ended up doing the powdered sugar, and they went from half a gallon to almost none. They weren't eating any of the food I put on there. The pollen patties, they weren't really eating it. I put a pollen patty on it, I want to say around November or October of last year, and it's still in there. They eat a little bit of it, but they're not really chowing down on it like they're hungry. As far as the sugar syrup, I put that in there 3 days ago, and it's still in there. They haven't ate very much of it because evidently there's plenty out there, but with the rains and everything, I want to make sure they have enough so that if they can't go out, they still have food in there. They're starting to calm down a little bit now, but here in a little bit, all these bees with pollen on their legs, they'll end up going right back in and depositing their pollen and going out and getting more. It might be a little disruptive today to them, hitting them with this, but they really need something, because the deformed wings is a sure sign of small hive beetles, the virus they carry. So we're going to do our best to get this hive built back up and get rid of them the mites. I haven't had any issues with small hive beetles. It's just the damn mites. So if we can get rid of the mites, we'll be in good business. Hopefully I can get this colony built back up. I would really like to get honey off them this year. I got them March 28th, I believe it was, of last year. They were doing really good, and then they just started really declining. And then over the winter, they went down even more. And at first, I was worried, but then come to find out that bees do decline during the winter, and then they come back out of it in the spring. So I'm hoping that they will really come back out of it here shortly. Because here shortly, I don't know if you can see, but across the road there, those are tangos, and they will be blooming here probably within the next 3-4 weeks. And we have citrus all around us. So orange trees, navel inches, Washington navels. Then we have all of the, right now we have all of the peaches, nectarines, plums, and all those, and also almonds blooming out. So that's where majority of this pollen is probably coming from, is probably the peaches and nectarines and that kind of stuff. So anyway, just thought I'd show you what the bees are bringing in. And this is in between the two big storms. We had one yesterday and supposed to get another one tonight. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys next time.